Coach, we've seen the quarterbacks a little bit here for the last, I don't know, for week it is. There's been times we've seen Tate where he's hit receivers and other times he's been a little inaccurate. Is he working on anything with his, in terms of maybe just delivery or the way you're having him throw the football? Or?
Oh, yeah, he's working. All of them are, absolutely,
Okay.
yep.
What's kind of the big thing you've seen in week one progress-wise from that group? Is it an understanding of what's going on? Is it some mechanic things? Where have you seen the most progress?
You know what? We've made a little bit of progress. We haven't made a lot of progress in any area. We have a lot of work to do. We have to learn how to be a quarterback first and foremost. We have to learn the off-the-field intangible things it takes to be a championship-level quarterback. We're learning those on a daily basis, trying to mentor them and teach them how to do that. Their preparation, their mindset, their focus, their attitude, the way they walk in this building every day, the mindset that they have on the practice days, the off days, everything. So that is a work in progress. And then obviously, from a fundamental technique standpoint, we have a long way to go on just taking a proper drop, the mechanics, where our eyes and feet go, and we're making strides. But it's been a slow process, as you would expect. We only had 4 practices, so we don't get to work with them in the off days as far as their techniques and fundamentals. But certainly, we'll continue to make strides this spring. But I think the biggest development work will be from April 20th until we report in July. If that makes sense to you, because right now we're assessing where their inadequacies are, and we're going to work on those right now. But and when it comes to the end of spring practice, we are going to give each and every one of them a workout, and that's going to be totally detailed and focused on where their improvements need to come as far as technique and fundamentals. So they're going to have to do a lot of that in the off season as far as on their own. Right now, we want them to get very comfortable with the terminology. They're speaking a new language, if you will. Some of these guys have never even called a play in a huddle before, and so that's new, just articulating the play call to everybody rather than just looking to the sidelines and getting the signal and snapping the ball. Some of them have never used the cadence very much because they just clap a lot, so we're incorporating some different cadences with them as well, which we think will help us in the long run. But when you are doing this many things that are kind of foreign to them, there will be some growing pains in practice as we're experiencing right now, but certainly we're just going to continue to grind and try to get them better every day.
Hey, Coach, following up on that first question, not to harp on Tate too much, but when the ball comes out sometimes not looking like a great spiral or whatever, is that because of the technique things you're teaching him, or is it, is it easily fixable, that sort of thing?
I hope I haven't caused him to not throw a spiral.
Well, it's not like they have to learn how to do different techniques.
I hope that hasn't happened, but certainly I think that most quarterbacks don't always throw a spiral. I don't think I've ever coached a guy that never not threw a spiral, so some of them are going to wobble a little bit, but I think sometimes the inaccuracies will come with most of its feet. That's most of it, and then some of it may be caused by what's the word I'm looking for? Hesitancy rather than being really decisive, and that's I think the big thing is when a guy is not decisive, the ball may come out late, and sometimes when it comes out late, you don't have a quick arm. And when you don't have a quick arm, the ball may wobble on you a little bit. So the one thing I always tell these guys is a quick feet. Quick feet equals a quick mind equals a quick arm, and we got to have quick all of them. And right now, at times, we're not decisive. But when there's times when you look at them and they do know what they're doing, and you see quick drops, quick arm, quick mind, and all that, then we look good. But certainly, again, we're just going to continue to work with them and get them to feel comfortable.
Dan, is there any kind of order at all in your minds as a coach, like when you go out and practice? Is there
we've
a
switched
first
it
team?
up. No, we've switched it up every time. So just on Tuesday, one guy will get the first team period. On Thursday, another guy gets the first team period. On Saturday, another guy will get the first team period. And then we try to get them equal amount of reps. And then what I've done is I will, based on their performance, by the end of practice, they're either going to get more or they're going to get less. Because I do think there needs to be there's consequences. You know what I mean? So if you go out there and 2 or 3 plays in a row, you make a mental error, we're not going to continue to give you reps. I think you need to understand as a player that if you perform that way, there's consequences. You come out, and then I give another guy a shot, and then eventually I put them all back in to give them another opportunity. But the first part of practice is all scripted. They're all going to get the same. And then as we finish practice, I think the guys that are playing the best and executing the best will get more reps.
Coach, you talked about not catering, but playing a system that suits best the talent of your players. How many different styles are there in that quarterback room, and how much will that dictate what you guys do moving
Don't
forward?
know yet. Still trying to figure it all out. Practice 4, we're trying to figure out who we are personality-wise. We have to get the system taught and in place, and then we want to get all this stuff in. And then as we start to, finalize who it's going to be here, who it's going to be there, who it's going to be there, then we can tailor to what they do well, and try to put those guys in the best position to be successful. But right now, don't know. And if they're not live either, it's kind of hard to assess them sometimes because we blow the whistle quick. Some guys are better extending plays, improvising, those types of things, and certainly we have some scrimmages come up where I don't think we'll make them live, but at least we'll maybe let plays get extended, put them on the field by themselves without the coaches, and see who can move the football team.
It sounds like ground level stuff when it comes, especially to your quarterback and your offense. You guys are really starting fresh. I mean, I know you said it, but you are really starting fresh.
Absolutely, it's a new language, it's new techniques, new fundamentals. Again, it's foreign, it's new to them, but as I've told these guys, we're all going to benefit from it in the end. And I think the one thing that's been encouraging is I think every day there's been a few things that have happened where you go, the players and coaches are like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, okay, he did that pretty well, and that gets everybody excited. And certainly, I'm a person, I'm very demanding, okay? That's how our staff is. That's how Coach Diaz wants us to be. We have a standard of excellence. We want to practice perfect. We're never going to practice perfect, but we're going to try to hold them to that standard every single day and try to get as close to that as we possibly can. We're going to try to get as close to perfect and excellence every day when we come out here, and that's the standard. And it doesn't matter if we're the first day of practice or the 15th day of practice, we're going to hold them to that standard. And sometimes, guys get frustrated or whatever, but they have to learn that that's what the standard's going to be, and we're not going to let anybody lower our standards, if that makes sense.